Big sigh.
First of all, I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugs, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Charles.
No, Gail.
You really can't say that because, A, you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely. I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail myself out and go celebrate. If I
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Okay, but go ahead.
Seriously.
Continue.
First of all, if I was at that
conference,
I'd have got up and walked out. That was an insult to all black people. Because he basically just saying, and first of all, to compare black history where we've been discriminated against to his plight.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he's a billionaire. And they're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. They're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. And for him to compare... It's still in
the court system, Charles. We have to wait. It's still in the court system. But continue.
Well,
continue.
Some of the stuff is true. They did storm the Capitol. They did say that the election was stolen. Those aren't lies, Gail. Those are
They
facts.
did say that. They did say that.
But to compare, I would have got up and walked out because it's not a fair comparison. You know, he's a billionaire. He's had a great life. He's been president of the United States. To insult black people who have been discriminated against all these years, to put them in the same category, I was just offended.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. As you've seen in the introduction clip, we're going to be talking about Charles Barkley. You see him up there. And this clip is very fascinating to listen to because it's going to be almost the exact opposite of what you guys heard when this video started. And you're going to notice his reasoning on why he changes his mind and you know why he kind of sees the writing on the wall now. It's actually pretty nonsensical in my opinion, but let's listen to what he has to say first, and then we'll kind of talk about it.
Okay, I want to congratulate President-elect Trump. Y'all won fair and square. I want to congratulate you. I want you to do the best for the American people because I got some numbers here. 75 million people voted for President-elect Trump. 71 million people voted for Kamala Harris. So it's not a contest in my eyes where I want all 75 and 71 million to be successful. They're all Americans. He's the president of the United States, and I wish him nothing but the best. But we lost. And I just want to say this to the Democrats, which I'm an independent who voted Democratic. 2 minutes, favor. Shut the...
Why not say they lost? He said we lost. Well, you're a Democrat then. You just put yourself in that category. You said we lost. Y'all did lose. So you're not an independent. You're not an independent.
I'm an independent who voted Democratic. 2 minutes, favor. Shut the up. When you win, you get to say what you want to. When you lose, you need to shut the hell up. Oh, President Biden they didn't get him out the race soon enough. Kamala didn't do this. We lost because we had no game plan. We still haven't solved the immigration problem, have no viable answers, never addressed inflation, bringing all these stupid stars out to rally the vote. What was that? Hey, I love Beyonce. What's bringing her out? That ain't gonna make me vote a certain way. Cardi B, I like Cardi B. That ain't gonna make me vote a certain type of way. You guys lost because y'all stupid. Come up with solutions. I don't think everybody voted for Trump is racist or whatever. I'm not a fan of the guy, but he's the president now. I'm gonna have to respect the office.
Yeah, and I mean, he makes a little bit of sense, right? I mean, that's all that we're gonna watch anyway, because there's no point. He makes some sense sometimes, but what I hate about these people is they tend to do it when it's too late. I don't understand how you see these things now. Why weren't you talking about the lack of solutions for immigration, the lack of solutions for inflation, the lack of solutions for the economy? Why weren't you saying all of these things during the election. You were peddling Democrat talking point during the election. Most of them were doing the same thing. And then after they get their asses kicked and handed to them, now they want to come out and act as if like they weren't a part of those ideas that they were pushing. It's almost like they're trying to distance themselves from the losing team, right? It's like when you're playing outside with your friends and your team loses and you're like, well, I didn't want to play that game anyway. I said we should have played something else. Well, you were part of the team that lost, so you've got to take part of that responsibility. You actually played in the game and you spoke up after the game was over, not during or beforehand. And that's what they tend to do. And all of them are doing it. He's doing it, and Stephen A is doing it. Check this clip out.
Think about what they're saying about Kamala Harris to this very day, at this particular moment in time. They're saying there was a lot of questions that she wasn't answering. That her answers weren't in depth enough about the economy. No responsibility embraced because of what happened at the borders with immigration. A flip-flopping position on the issue of fracking. You know, they kept playing her commercial when she said weeks ago, capitulating to the extreme left, that she would be for transgenders getting sex change operations, even if they were in prison. And I sincerely doubt she meant that, but it didn't matter. In the end, here's the bottom line, what I've learned just by listening to everybody over the last few days. Yes, they're going to talk about the economy. It's the economy, stupid. It's the economy, stupid. It's the economy, stupid. Sure, they're going to talk about our borders. Over 11.6 million people crossing the border illegally. Sure, they're going to question all of those things, crimes in the streets and stuff like that. All of a sudden, we see New York Mayor Eric Adams talking about they're going to do away, rather, with those prepaid credit cards they were willing to give to folks who cross the border. We're hearing all of this right now. This is what my opinion is. Don't tell me that the extreme left, with the cancer culture, with people getting in trouble for saying the wrong pronoun, with men transitioning to women, playing in women's sports, had nothing to do with it. In the end, you had tens of millions of Americans saying enough of this shit. Donald Trump might be crazy in their eyes, but at least his crazy returns us to a level of normalcy we're accustomed to, rather than the stuff we're dealing with right now. That's what some of them are saying. That's what a lot of them are saying.
Yeah, so there you have it. And what pisses me off about these people once again is, why are you saying this now? Why did you wait until you guys took a major butt whooping to finally come out and say stuff that majority of Americans were saying? Well, I'll tell you why. Well, these people thought during the elections that the left was the majority because the left was the loudest. The left was who was getting platformed on mainstream media, on TV and Hollywood and Weird and all these places. It was the left fringe ideas and agendas that was being pushed the most. And so everybody thought that the left is probably the majority in this country, which is not true at all. We've been telling you guys, the right is the silent majority. We don't care to be as loud as the left is on certain issues. It's really not. First of all, we're not unhinged like the left is. We're not extreme like the left is. Especially trying to push our ideas. The left will go as extreme as they possibly can to push their agendas onto somebody, whether you agree with it or not. Because they believe that this is the way that it has to be. So whether you're uncomfortable with it or not, they're going to shove it down your throat. We don't operate like that. The right don't operate that. Hey, we say, hey, our ideas are actually common sense. We don't have to force it upon you for you to believe it or see that it is just reality. Conservatism is common sense, in my opinion. And so that's why you see people like Stephen A. and Charles Barkley and all these celebrities so freaking confused right now and trying to flip sides because, one, that's how they make their money, right? So they notice that, oh, wait, majority of the population is right-leaning. Let me see if I can grab some right-leaning audiences. Let me see if I can grab some right-leaning viewers since they seem to be the majority. Let me finally start speaking the truth. And I told you guys, I said this a long time ago. Stephen A. Smith is a closet conservative. He was just scared during that time to come out because he believed that the left was the majority and he didn't want to lose his money and lose his viewership. Well, now that they've realized that the right is the majority and we are the biggest population, they're like, well, maybe it might not be a bad idea for me to go over there and see if I can grab a couple of them to come, be a viewer or get a fan or two. That's all that it is, especially with Stephen A. and them. I mean, that's in the business that they're in. I'm not surprised if that's their motive. But it just annoys me and pisses me off that they try to distance themselves as if they weren't a part of the left that was pushing all of those crazy agendas. And then when they finally lose, they want to come out and act as if like they didn't have any part to do in that. No, Stephen A., you were practically a communistan. That you're a Democrat. You just don't want to say it. You were a Democrat. The way you were talking, the way you were pushing for Kamala, the way the ideas that you were peddling, and all of the propaganda that you were pushing about Donald Trump, all of the lies that you were pushing about Donald Trump, all the Trump derangements, rants that you went on about Donald Trump. You're a Democrat. That's what we were led to believe. That's what we were led to believe. And I'm pretty sure that's what you voted. I'm sure you're not going to tell us, but hey, I want to know. I'm sure he voted for Kamala. And I'm sure Charles also voted for Kamala as well. But it's so weird that they probably did vote for Kamala, knowing the ideas that she had never changed, but now want to come out after she loses and say that those ideas were bad. It just does not make any sense to me. It just does not make any sense to me. It pisses me off. Her ideas didn't change. Just because she lost doesn't all of a sudden change her ideas. Her ideas were the same. And you went and voted on those ideas. But now that she lost, well, you're finally starting to realize that those ideas are bad. Man, nobody's going to fall for that BS. We're not falling for that. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. None of you guys. Once again, this election proved that celebrities have no influence. They have zero, and I'm so glad that was revealed. These celebrities, we don't give a damn what Beyonce got to say or what Charles Barkley or Stephen A. Smith got to say. I've been saying this for a very long time. These people don't vote on the same issues that we vote on. The things that affect us don't affect them. So it's not, they don't go hand in hand whatsoever. So taking political advice from any celebrity is nonsensical to begin with. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Hope you enjoy the content, guys. Hit the like button down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.